Most guys have no problem starting a conversation with just any girl. The one time we start feeling uncomfortable when starting a conversation with the woman is when we actually find this woman attractive. Three things might happen. One is a guy might try to compensate for not being vulnerable or not opening up with those emotions of actually liking this girl by becoming an asshole. Now, what this does is sometimes girls will mistake that as confidence and they will go with it only to find out that at the end of the day, this guy is actually just an asshole. Two, a guy will become a pleaser. A guy becoming a pleaser to a girl will only earn your friendship. Now, most times, that's not what I'm looking for with a girl that I'm actually sexually attracted to. And there are other guys who are comfortable with themselves, who, let's say they had a nice upbringing, they're comfortable with being vulnerable and expressing how they feel, who will go out and actually say what they mean and approach a girl in a confident and actually be able to start a conversation just by being themselves. There is this fear of rejection. It's something that I've actually dealt with, something that pretty much a lot of guys, I'll say 90% of the guys out there still are dealing with, is we fear that this particular girl might not like us. We fear that maybe we start rationalizing, saying that, what if she has got a boyfriend? What if she's busy? What if she's not into me? You know, we start turning ourselves down before we even make that approach. And that's where most of us fuck up. The fear of rejection is actually worse than the rejection itself. Most times, the rejection actually never comes. How do you get yourself from that point of putting yourself down before she even says anything to a point where you show up fully and present yourself in the best way possible to whoever you might be attracted to? I personally dealt with that a lot when I was trying to understand women, trying to learn attraction, the psychology that goes behind that. And the first decision I ever made was, I remember saying to myself that I'll approach each and every girl that I find attractive. And the funny thing is, I remember I was meeting up someone at Starbucks for, it was a Craigslist kind of trade that we were doing. And I remember looking to the side and I saw this girl sitting at the patio. She was drop dead gorgeous. She was stunning. She had a hat on and she was just beautiful. And I remembered what I told myself earlier that morning, that Evans, you have to make sure you approach each and every woman that you find attractive. I had already put myself in a position where I could not back away from that. But I remember walking to the car, I went back to my car, I started thinking about it, rationalizing, thinking, what if she's too busy because she was studying? What if she's got a boyfriend? What if she just straight up doesn't like me? And I was in the car for like 5 minutes, I remember. And the next thing I did is I got out of the car, I walked up straight to her. I was stiff as fuck. I had no idea what was gonna happen, but I was like, hey, I promised myself this morning, and from here onwards, I'll always express my feelings and how I feel towards a girl. That if I like this girl, I'll approach her and start a conversation and see where it's at. I walked up to her and I was like, hey, she was still studying. She never even looked up. All I ever heard from her was, no, thank you. You know, and as soon as I heard those words, I was like, oh, fuck it. No, I was like, I ain't got no chance here. So I just walked away, and that's what I did. And you have to realize, you have to know when to walk away, when you ain't get a chance with someone, and just move on. Because we see so many guys wasting so much time with women that actually have no attraction towards them, and you have to accept that. Not each and every girl that you'll approach will actually like you. It's just that you have to approach them with a mentality that you are actually valuable and they will like you. That's how you have to approach them. But it's not going to always be that way. I walked back to my car after that instance, and as soon as I locked the door, I started laughing. I think the laughing was because I knew that I had approached a girl that I thought was drop dead gorgeous, and I put myself in a vulnerable position. I got rejected, and I was okay with that. And later that day, I approached 2 other girls. I walked up to one of them. I was like, hey, excuse me. I saw you from across the street. I couldn't help but notice it, and I was not gonna walk away. You're fucking gorgeous. What's your name? And we started a conversation. She told me she had just broken up with her boyfriend, so she was not really looking to get to know anyone or to get into anything. And to me, I realized the way I showed up at that particular moment was not the best way possible, because again, With this particular girl, the next girl that I approached she was okay, she was cool, she was nice, and we had a conversation. And later on, some other guy showed up and actually picked her up, who was just a friend they had known each other for some time back, and I saw where I messed up, and I learned from that experience. And after that, all I wanted to do was just get as many no's as possible, to a point where I was okay with being rejected, and rejection was never at the back of my mind. So if you also have that fear as a guy of, what if she doesn't like me? What if I'm not good enough? What if I don't look as good as the other guy? The one and best way that I found works with getting over fear of rejection is actually putting yourself in as many situations where you will be rejected. It's not the easiest thing to do, but the first few times you'll kind of have to push yourself to put yourself in that vulnerable position. Each and every time after that, when you get rejected, you will see that it's normal, and you will not be as uncomfortable with that particular thought of being rejected. So put yourself out there. Walk up to a girl that you find attractive. Don't go up to her with you trying to be her friend, because what will happen is you will get friend zoned, and it will be much harder for you to get out of the friend zone into a place where she's going to see you as a lover. I'm always upfront. I don't walk up to a girl with an aim of getting her number or getting her to go on a date with me, even if she's beautiful. It's always, I'm going to walk up to her and start a conversation and see where her attraction towards me is at. And if I find her attractive, and she also finds me attractive, and I can stand talking to her for, let's say, 5-10 minutes, then I'll go ahead and ask for a number, or take her on a date there and then, or maybe plan for a date a week or two later when I have time. Don't let the fear of rejection hold you back from actually dating the type of women that you actually want. Just put yourself out there. You'll feel terrible at first, and that's what it takes for you to improve. That's what it takes for you to get away from dating the mediocre girls that you actually are dating right now, if that's what you're doing, to a place where you're dating women that you actually find absolutely gorgeous, stunningly beautiful. Put yourself out there, get rejected as many times as possible, and that fear of rejection will not stay. And that's what I got for you in this video. Till next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.